friends, how are you? I am back today with another kind of registry wedding video, but also kind of like a home video because I've officially been married for 5 months now. Wow, that flew by real fast. So I have had all the gifts I've received from my registry for a minimum of 5 months. Actually, some of them for a year now, which is crazy. Making the registry for me was something that was just like so fun, but also like, what do I actually need? Where do I start type of thing. We've received about 100 different physical things, which is insane. Now that I've had all those things for a year, I want to tell you the top 10 things that I am most thankful that I registered for, that I use the most, that I appreciate the most, and that I think you should have on your registry too. The first thing that I use almost every day and that I'm so thankful to finally have a quality version of is my blender. The blender I had before was like a $40 blender, and now I have like $100+ blender, and it honestly makes all the difference in the world. I use it for my matcha lattes, I use it for smoothies every day, and then I also use it for a ton of different baking things, you know, those vegan cheeses, things like that. The one I got too is the Nutra Ninja, I believe, and it comes with several attachments, like a food processor or even like a little dough hook to make dough. So it's kind of like an all-for-one machine. I'll go ahead and link everything that I registered for down below. I don't know if I can find it only on Zola or other places, but I'll try my best. But the next thing that I registered for was kind of a funny story because it was an accident, and that is quality sheets. So my whole life I've only really slept on Target sheets, and I just thought that that's what sheets were like. But I was like, okay, if I'm getting married, I'm going to register for nice sheets. So I splurged and registered for like $150 sheets. So someone bought them and they were delivered, and I was so excited, and I opened it up and it was just the bottom sheet. I was like, cool, what do I do? And I go back on and I find the top sheet, and it was another like $100 or $150. So I registered for that too, and someone else bought that. Thankfully, we're just left with the bottom sheet. So all in all, the sheets were like $250 or $300, which is absolutely insane. But let me tell you, it makes going to sleep every night so great, so great. I even have nice sheets that I got that were like $80, and they still don't compare. These sheets are insane, and I would never, ever, ever buy them for myself. Bedtime is my new favorite part of the day. It's always been my favorite part of the day. It's even more so my favorite part of the day. Another thing that's not a very expensive thing that I'm so glad I registered for is a crock pot. I've never used a crock pot before. I didn't know if I was gonna be a crock pot person, but I use it all the time to meal prep. You probably see it in my vlogs if you watch those. But I love the fact that my husband works 9 to 5. I work like 5 to 11, so I don't really overlap with him. So I could put food in the crock pot whenever throughout the day. It'll slowly cook. I just do always like a 1-pot recipes. And whenever he's home from work, it's hot. Whenever I'm home from work, it's hot. Like, it's great. And I think crock pots are like, what, 50 or 60 bucks? The next thing that I'm really glad I registered for is like good food storage. So I got a couple different bowls that have lids on them, like big bowls. I also got some glass containers with lids that can be taken for lunches on the go or for just storing smaller food. Things like that, food storage can add up. It can be pricey if you buy it all on your own, especially quality glass. So that is something that I obviously use all the time. I like to meal prep, so I like to make food in bulk on Mondays and then just keep them stored in the fridge. I use that every day. Literally every day. The next thing that I'm really glad I registered for is a quality duvet and duvet cover, but specifically my duvet. I registered for a Buffy, which I know is kind of like a trendy name brand right now, but I really honestly love it. It's so soft. They advertise that it releases warmth in like the warmer seasons. I don't know if that's true or how it works, but it is just very soft and plush and like hotel comfortable. It's not like overly heavy. So that is something that we use. It also makes bedtime just so nice. Honestly, quality bedding overall something you should register for. One thing that I'm so glad that I have is a quality vacuum. I'm gonna say the word quality so many times because everything I had before, there was just cheap versions, but now I have quality versions. But a vacuum that like really does the job. It's so funny, I had a little cheapo vacuum and I vacuum all the time. And then I finally got this really nice one, and I had vacuumed the day before, and I went through and vacuumed, and I filled the thing with like the fuzz from my rugs and dust, and it was just disgusting. I was like, cool. So the vacuum I had before was doing nothing. Good to know. Vacuums can be expensive too. They can be a couple to a few $100s, but they honestly do last a lifetime. My mom still has her vacuum from when she got married almost 30 years ago. So if you keep good care of them, they continue to last. So it really is an investment, and I'm glad to have a nice one. Next is nice towels. Towels are also something that can be so expensive, and I use cheapo towels my whole life, but there's some really quality soft ones out there. I went for more cute than soft and finally got some Anthropologie towels. Those are like 50 bucks a pop. Pricey, but but so cute, makes a statement in my bathroom. I tried to go with something a little more timeless, so hopefully it won't go out of style. And obviously I shower every day, so I use those every day and I love them. Next is something a little weird that you might not expect. I registered for a cute backpack. I just got a simple black Herschel backpack, and I initially got it for our honeymoon because I didn't really have anything to take on the plane with me for like my laptop and all that stuff, but I use it all the time. We just went to Texas last weekend, packed everything I needed in that backpack, didn't even bring a suitcase. Every time I go to the laundromat, I keep my detergent in there and my quarters and on my laptop and all of that. So I use my backpack all the time, and it's nice to have like a nice, cute one that I love. And who says you can't register for a backpack? There's no rules. Someone bought it for me, so they didn't think it was weird. Next that we registered for is a white noise machine. I believe it's called a Marpack. We live in a studio apartment, so sometimes white noise helps kind of keep privacy, as far as like if Brooke's already asleep and I'm trying to tiptoe around, a white noise machine will kind of help divide the sound and not wake him up, or vice versa. And the one we got is actually app activated. So here's the app. I don't know if you can hear it from here, but let's see. Can you hear it? And we actually keep it under our bed. I can't sleep without it anymore. And it really, truly does help. So that's something a little quirky that you might not think about. But if you're a person that is sharing a space for the first time, might be something helpful to have. If you're moving to a city, if you're moving to an apartment, just noises that might ruin the quality of sleep. We literally use it every single night, and now I cannot live without it. And last but not least is a really, really high quality knife. I registered for a knife set, which all sits on our counter on like a magnetic board. Looks great. But then I also registered for one high quality knife. Knives can get real expensive, so this isn't like one of those. It was like, I think $80. So it's pretty dang quality, but it's not extremely bougie chef knife. And I use that all the time for meal prep. Just having a really sharp, really nice knife that will last you your whole life makes cooking and prepping and cutting easier and actually safer. If you have a sharp knife, you're less likely to cut yourself than if you have a dull knife, because that dull knife will slip. The more you know. So that is something that I use all the time. And then I kind of reach for my like pretty display knives just for if I need extra knives. But I use that one quality chef's knife go-to first for everything. So I hope this was helpful. If you're not getting married, it's totally fine too. These are investment pieces you could buy for yourself, for your home. These are just things that I have found that I use every single day. I registered for a ton of things too that I really thought I'd get a lot of use out of and just haven't really had a need for. So learn from my mistakes. Everyone's lifestyle is different, but hopefully those things will be things that you will use as well. I love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.